something. So sweet. Sit down. We can start now.
We love you guys so much.
So much.
We love you.
Appreciate that. Tamara felt a little fluish, so, you know, we made her go home for the day.
Yeah.
We need her to get well and get better, so we love you, Tam. We know you watching. Don't I
Take
look
the weekend
good, girl?
to chill,
Okay.
relax.
Yeah, hey, chill
All
out for
good.
the weekend. But back again with us today, you know, we're so happy to have her
And,
back. It's
yes.
a lovely guest co-host, the lovely, talented, and spicy Mel B.
So much fun.
Well, it's been a minute since you spent a Friday with us, right? So we changed a few things. I just want you to know. We like to get turned up on Fridays.
That's right.
We don't celebrate Fridays here. We call it Friday.
We know that you will thoroughly enjoy this.
Cheers.
Oh, yes.
Cheers. Yes. Let me tell
Cheers.
you about this drink. Today's Friday drink is a refreshing pink lemonade sparkler.
Ooh.
It's a mix of sparkling wine, lemonade, fresh
my
squeezed lemon, cranberry juice, and mint leaves.
Oh, my
So,
gosh.
Mel, what do you think?
Oh, it's really fruity and nice, but I need a little bit more alcohol in it.
Oh.
Just a little bit more.
Well,
Really nice.
We'll get you a little bit more. And to find out how to make this cocktail or mocktail, head on over to thereal.com. Now, Mel, are you ready to keep it real with some Friday girl chat?
Yes, of
All
course.
right.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
One of my favorites.
Look, you like this one? Me too.
Yeah, I like
Tart.
this. This is really
Very,
good.
very
Okay,
refreshing.
so listen up, ladies. 73% of teenagers nowadays have a smartphone, and while they can be a great tool for learning, they can always get them in a lot of trouble. According to a new report from JAMA Pediatrics, 1 in 4 teens are actively sexting one another. Yes, I'm saying this to the mom of teens over here.
Yes.
In fact, most teens actually admitted to forwarding a sext without getting consent from the original sender. It's gotten so bad, in fact, that parents are being told to have open conversations with their kids to talk about the risk and legal consequences of sexting. So, Mel, as a mom, does
Yes.
this concern you at all?
well, I've got my 19-year-old down
Yes.
on lockdown, literally.
Phoenix, right,
Yes,
right. So
well,
tell
I
us
mean,
how.
She does have a phone.
Okay.
But it's disconnected. She's only allowed to use it on Wi-Fi until she gets a job.
Genius.
Because at the end of the day, she's 19, she's still living at home.
She doesn't have a
Even though
job.
she's about to start college, she still needs to contribute.
Yes.
You know, I'm single parent, raising three kids, paying for everything. So I'm kind of a little bit strict with her.
Wow.
Yeah. And as long as she has to know there's a big bad world out there, go and earn your money. I'm not going to give it to you.
That's
I
so
love
true.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is
Telling
great.
you.
So on the Wi-Fi tip, how do you know how much she is or isn't sexting?
Because everything comes to me. I've got the app.
So you can see it.
Everything. Sorry, Phoenix.
That's
Okay,
right. No.
okay, no, that's no. That's
Yeah, you
smart.
actually
You
can
gotta
do that. A
have
lot of
mom.
people
Yes.
don't know that you actually can get your child's Apple ID, and if you have another, literally it could be an iPad or just an iTouch.
Yeah.
And you actually can get all of their iMessages that come to
Did
you
your daughter
as well.
know that?
Well, she does now. No, but I think it's important,
Surprise, surprise.
especially raising girls, to keep them, to keep them in your household and know what's going
your
on
watch.
with them. Otherwise, they just go out there and go crazy. And
Can
none of
y'all
my kids are gonna
explain
go
to
crazy.
me what sexting again is? Is it the nude pictures? Is it talking?
Both.
It's
Both.
everything
It's both.
intimate. It's everything that is a little bit more than friends would be texting.
More
Like,
than flirting. It's, and then I did this to you, and then you did this to me.
and check out this
And
picture
then we
of
did
me.
this to each other.
Yes.
Oh.
And it's crazy because even though the survey says
I
1
know.
out of 4, as cousin Jeannie, I have a lot of young nieces and nephews between the age of 13 to 19. I actually counted between my close family circle of friends. I have 30 cousins around that age, okay? And real talk, I would say 3 out of 4 are sexting, not 1 out of 4. I'm sorry, but it's a lot more dangerous in those streets nowadays than it was
is.
back in my day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
remember... For me, pre-Jesus Jeannie, I thought I was naughty when I had pagers and I was hitting up the code, let's go to
Okay,
bed.
okay.
Right? Remember that? Or I love you 143.
Well, what I
Remember
try
that?
to do as Auntie Lonnie is I try to, you know, because I didn't really know what the whole sexting thing was, but what I do know is that about the pictures, and I was concerned about that.
Yes.
So I have a number of nieces and nephews that are like, you know, between those
ages,
Yeah. If they're under 18, I feel like as a parent and as a concerned relative that I should be able to look at their phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can
Because
look
they're
at my
under
daughters
18,
anytime.
and it's like you just want to see, and that's what I'm saying. Do you just go like, give me your phone? And
Yeah.
that's,
You know her code and
know the
everything.
passcode, all
I've
of
got
it.
my thumbprint in there.
There
Oh,
you go.
good.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
think
need
it's
the
the
code.
only way. I think it's like Lonnie said and Mel said. It's the only way to really know what's going on. They need to be aware that like I can go in your phone at any moment. Don't try me. I think that works great. But I also think the most important thing is also having an open conversation
Yeah.
where you actually talk to your kids about like, do you know what this is? Do you know what's going on? Are you doing this? And I think honesty is super important.
Awareness is a very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because as well, once that picture or that text goes,
Yeah.
it stays in the iCloud somewhere.
Exactly.
Remember
And-
that the second you take a picture of anything, it doesn't belong to you, honey. It belongs to Gmail, iCloud, Google, the
Yeah.
entire outer web. Like,
Yeah. So
Well, I also try to like look for articles or when things happen with people
Things
with
go
hacked accounts or something like that. I say this is what you don't
Like,
want.
show her
you
what
know?
happened.
Yeah,
Black
but
China.
even personal example is great as well. I think like the day I become a parent or even now with my lit kids, I would be honest and be like, look, this is what can happen. Like, okay, I've done, like, I think you have to be honest though.
Yeah.
And be real with your kids and be like, everybody, you know, does dumb things. Learn from my example. Like, if I can show you,
Yeah.
don't do this, don't do what I did. There were times where somebody may have asked me for a photo and I said yes because I thought I wasn't cool enough or like the guy won't want to date me. Like, the man that is worthy of your respect, the guy that is worthy of your love is going to respect you and your decision
Yeah,
to
I
not
agree.
send photos like
I
that.
agree.
But that, and also, go ahead. Neil.
No, I was saying honesty is good, but you have to be a little bit aggressive with your kids too.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to like lay down the law.
I
Because
think
they
I
don't
agree.
like what you know. Like, what do you say? Because I'm not a parent, so I'm like, I need to learn because I think I'm too aggressive. You know what I mean?
No, I can be very aggressive, so I have to pick my words carefully. But basically, if you're living under my house, you have to stick to my house rules, or you get kicked out. Because she's 19, and my daughter, I've already kicked her out for 15 days before.
Really?
Yes, I was like, go and be a big girl if you're going to act like a big girl.
And then she came
Come
back.
home with respect. After 15 days, she did.
Wow.
See, and I'm like a lot like dramatic with mine, you know, because I'm like, even though they're not I'm their aunt, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
you don't want to be a hoe in these streets,
Yeah.
all right?
No.
You don't want people calling you
want
that.
that.
You know, I mean, it's like, and this is whether it's female or male, because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of females do it more than males.
Yes,
See,
I can
that's
see
the
that.
thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
can see
they
that
do it because they think that that's going to get them the
Exactly.
attention, and they do that. So you have to really do, when you're saying talk to the girls, you really have to talk to them and explain to them that this is not the way. Because a lot of times the guys don't ask; they just do it,
Yeah.
and send it because they're thinking
Oh,
that's
for
what I need
sure.
to do.
At that age, these kids, if you are sending naked pictures to a teenage boy, trust me, he is showing it to everyone in the locker room.
Yes,
Right.
that is
You
true.
have to be aware of
That
that.
is true.
And that it's so much more of a deeper issue
Yes.
than like, oh, my kid is sexting. Like, what about talking to young women about self-worth and like what makes you feel like you have to do this? And that's just an honest, real
Well, then
conversation
that goes-
we've all been through.
Or
Okay.
just tell them, look what happened to Black China.
See, that's where I'm getting an issue. I'm getting confused because we have a lot of celebrities, you know, that send out
Have
stuff
this happen to
that
them.
send it out on their own, is you know, or maybe it's leaked or whatever.
Yep.
That's the problem I'm having.
Yep.
Like, how do I justify when they come at me and say, well, you know, this person does it, why can't I do it?
Well,
Does she
I
just-
think it's a question of, do you want to be that person? Is that like
Right.
pick your role
Exactly.
models, like, and that your role models shouldn't be people on television and on Instagram. They should be people in your life, your mother, your someone at church,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
aunt, someone
Yes.
that is respectable. That you actually, and that's not to say that these people aren't respectable, but we gotta do better than expecting the role models in our children's lives to be people on Instagram and celebrities.
Well,
Yep.
I think that's nice, but they look up to these people. I mean, and they jam to their music. They look at their TV shows. So the only thing that I can say, I don't know. This is the only thing I can say is because they grown and you not. That's all I
Exactly.
can say.
I
Yeah,
can see
but
that.
yes, but at the same time, I think this is where I don't like putting the pressure on us other celebrities to raise our kids, right? And I say this ours as a community. Your kids are kids that I have to live with
Right.
and deal with out in these streets, right? So when you think of a child who is looking so much up to another celebrity and putting the pressure on that celebrity to be like them, you have to rebuild the confidence and the security in who this young woman or this young man is
Yeah.
and why you raise them to be who they are.
And that is parenting skills.
That's parenting.
101,
Yes, it's not.
Right.
It's not about the celebrity. It's not the celebrity's fault. It's not Black China's fault if your kid is, you know, sending out out crazy nudes and stuff. It's really your job as a parent to listen to your kid and to really build them as a whole inside so that
And
they feel good
guide
about
them.
themselves and know that they don't need that to prove who they are.
Yeah. But saying that, I did get a naked picture from a guy the other day, and I thought, doesn't even look right. Why would anybody think that looks attractive on a picture?
Right.
Like, so if guys, don't be doing that either.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seriously?
Yes,
Exactly.
seriously.
Exactly.
But
Guys
even-
do it all the time.
Yeah. Well, from
I won't tell you
sexting
what
to sobbing, Twitter user Nicole Cliff recently admitted to openly crying all over the city of New York and felt like she wasn't the only one. So she asked users for their most embarrassing crying in public moment, and the responses are so hilarious. For example, @XOrangello X said, "I cried on a stranger's front stoop for so long that a random woman comforted me and told me I'd pass the driving test next time. She was wrong." That's crazy. And @Fracture Critical said, "I have cried in Target on 3 separate occasions.
What?
I've always said when I write my memoir, it will have a chapter titled Crying in Target." So, ladies, I have to ask you, have you ever just lost it in public? Like sobbing?
Yeah.
I do it on this show all the time.
I was like, where's the place I've cried the most in public?
Here.
Here, which is so embarrassing because everybody sees it. Like, it's not just the people in the room. You guys send this all over the nation and the world.
And then they think something
So
wrong with
embarrassing.
she. What's she going through?
Oh,
something?
no.
What's she?
What about
she
female?
lonely?
Well, I
she
did.
this. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
I
I
did
was
quite
just.
a lot on AGT last year.
You did?
A lot, yeah, because there was a lot going on. My father died last year, and there was one of the contestants, her dad was going through that too, so I was very emotional. But then cut to, I'm at Ralph's, and somebody gave me this lovely compliment, and I went, really? You think I'm nice? And I just burst into tears randomly, and then I had to stand in the line crying
As you
by
cry.
myself with my trolley of food.
See, if I would have saw you, I would have, not that because you're Mel B, I would, because I see people, if I see them in public crying, I will check in on them. I mean, even though I'm
Right.
like, you know, and I try to be gentle. And I
She
try to say,
gave me a hug. She was nice.
Yeah.
But also, I did go to a safe house 2 weeks ago, which was a voluntary place that this woman owns, and she looks after women that I've got to kind of talk, so I'm going to cry, have experienced and gone through domestic violence. So I spent the whole day with them, cheering them up. I got them hair and makeup done. I got them all purple roses, and so they were really, really happy. But then they started to tell me their stories, and I'm like, no, because I wanted them all to feel good,
Right.
feel good. So that was me giving back, because you know some women have been through the mill, and to come out of something like that and be a survivor, I was like, I want to spend the day with each and every one of you.
Yeah. That's great.
That's
Thank you for shed a
important.
tear.
But I cried all day.
Wow.
What were you telling the women? I mean, you could relate. I understand I was emotional, but what do you tell a person,
Who's
you
been
know,
through that?
that's been through that?
Well, everybody has their own story, and I think most of it starts off with being emotionally abused and feeling very vulnerable. And then the guys swoop in and they take advantage of that. So once the woman knows that that is unacceptable, and they do Bible studies at this place, they get re-educated, and they get to feel their self-worth from themselves and get to feel respect. And it's a whole community of women. There's about 45 women in this house that this one woman runs by herself.
Wow.
And it's all volunteers that help.
That is
Wow,
really
that is
beautiful.
Awesome.
is
We have
awesome.
to do more of that.
Yes,
That's
we do.
true sisterhood.
Yeah,
I'm so happy you're doing that. Has that helped you with what you've been going through?
Oh, my God, yes. Because, you know, when you're going through something like that, you think that you're completely alone. But you're not. I mean, there's many people, probably even sitting right here, right now, that have had some kind of experience on domestic violence, whether it be abusive, physically or mentally. So, well done for being here.
Yeah,
Any of
exactly.
you.
Well done for being
Well
here.
said. Cheers
Well
to
done
that,
for
you
being
know.
here. You're awesome.
Now you're